back to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe so that I know that you enjoy my educational financial content. Thanks, you guys. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 ways to make money from quarantine. Not 5 ways to make money during quarantine, but 5 ways to make money from quarantine. There's a big distinction between those two, and I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what that is right now. Have you guys ever heard of the term, crisis creates opportunity? Well, it does. And this quarantine crisis has created a number of opportunities for us in the financial sector, and I'm going to tell you how to take advantage of those to create your own personal wealth right now. Thank you so much. Let's get into this. Number 1, save, 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 and invest your money into real estate. Because of this quarantine, a number of businesses have been shut down and a number of people have gone into a period of being laid off. And accordingly, the economy has gone into a recession because of this. Since the economy is going into a recession, that means there's a shortage of cash flow, which equals a shortage of people being able to purchase homes, and actually a number of people selling their homes at lower values in the market because they need that cash in hand. This creates a big opportunity for us who are able to save up our money so we can then purchase these homes at market prices 10 to 15% lower than what they are right now. So why do we want to buy homes at 10 to 15% lower than they are right now? Not only because they're cheaper, but because after a recession, what happens to the economy is it accelerates. It picks back up again at a high speed. And when it does that, it's not going to bounce back 10 to 15%. It might bounce back 15 to 25%. And that equity you've made in a 2 to 5 year period. For example, let's say you buy a home, or you're looking to buy a home right now and it's listed for $500,000. If you wait 6 to 18 months from now, that home might be $450,000. You purchase that home at a price of $450,000. After the purchase of it, 2 to 5 years after the original purchase, you might be looking at a home valued at $600,000. That's $150,000 of equity, and if you sell that home, $150,000 worth of cold hard cash right in your pockets. Why do I say 6 to 18 months from now? Why don't I just say right now? Because real estate is a stable form of equity. The purchase and the sale of real estate doesn't happen quickly. It happens over an extended period of time. So we're not actually going to see this decline in market rates right away. We're going to see it 6 to 18 months after the recession is finally over. We're going to see which businesses shut down, which businesses reopen, how many people actually do go back to work, and how many people are left jobless. And that's really going to define where our market's going to be. But if you can save, 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 it's the best time to purchase your first property or purchase more investment properties. Number 2, invest in the stock market right now. The stock market right now is at an all-time low, and this is the best time to buy those stocks at a lower market value because eventually they're going to pick back up. Most of these stocks will pick back up or even go higher than the pre-quarantine market price because the economy is going to accelerate. However, when I say purchase stocks, I mean purchase stocks with your excess income. Income that you can purchase the stocks with and leave those stocks there for a period of 2 to 5 to 10 years. This is not money where you want to flip it quickly in a month, or money that you're going to need to sell those stocks as soon as you get into a tight bind. This is excess cash. But it doesn't matter whether your excess cash is $20 or $20,000. I'm going to tell you a few stocks that I've invested in myself that I predict are going to go up within the next 2 to 5 years, and this is the best time to purchase those stocks because they're at their lowest market rate because of the quarantine. And I also want to let you guys know, any stock that I ever promote on this page, firstly, I'm not getting paid to promote this. Secondly, I have purchased myself. I would never ever recommend you guys to go ahead and spend your hard-earned money investing in something I haven't invested my hard-earned money in. Never. I'm not that type of person. Anything I tell you to do, I also do myself. So let's get into these 3 stocks that I recommend you guys purchase. First stock is ICICI Bank Ltd. New York Stock Exchange symbol IBN. I do need my notes for this because I have put in research. I'm an accountant by trade, so the way I have analyzed this stock is through ratios, profit margin ratios, and debt to asset ratios. So ICICI Bank Ltd is a Indian bank. They are located and headquartered in Mumbai. They are the 2nd largest bank in India in terms of assets and market capitalization. So, why do I recommend to purchase this stock? Firstly, let's start with the numbers. I know we all hate numbers, but I'm so sorry. When it comes to financial matters, money equals mathematics, and I try to keep it as simple as I can for you guys, but that's just the gist of it. If we want to make money, we got to do a little bit of math. I hate to do it, but it's an unfortunate matter that we can't avoid. And if you don't understand everything that I'm saying, it's okay. Just trust me. It is the accurate info, and if you do need help with any of the terms, just leave a comment below and I'll let you know exactly what the terms mean. So let's start. I gotta take a look at my notes. ICICI Bank Ltd. Their profit margin has been decreasing by 3.49% on average for the past 3 years. The industry average for the profit margin within the banking industry is 8.5%. They have hit above this profit margin, so they've been better than the industry average for the past 3 years, except for 2019 where they dipped down to 4.62%. Secondly, they have increased their assets at an average of 1.062 trillion for the past 3 years. And their debt to asset percentage has gone down by 2.28% for the past 3 years. So you may be asking, why are you recommending to buy a stock in a company where their profit margin is decreasing? Well, when you take a look at their numbers, you can see that their profit margin is not decreasing because of revenue. Their profit margin is decreasing because they're purchasing assets, and they're purchasing assets in the billions. Their assets are increasing at a rate of 1.06 trillion on average for the past 3 years, and their debt to asset percentage is decreasing as well. This tells us that their net income and profit margins are lower than usual because they're spending their money purchasing assets. And that's what you want from a company. You want a company to be purchasing assets and reducing their debt to asset percentage or ratio, because assets really determine the longevity of a company. The more assets the company has, the more liquid it is, and the more it can leverage itself if need be. So this company, they're not losing money because they don't have sufficient revenue. They're losing money. Well, they're not really losing money. Their profit margins are decreasing because they're purchasing assets, and that's the smart move to make even during a quarantine. So I definitely recommend investing in this company. I see bright things for them. They're doing the right thing. And when I say their profit margin is decreasing, I don't mean that their net income is below zero. They are still making a net income. It's just that it has been decreasing compared to prior years. The second stock that I recommend is Infosys Ltd, New York Stock Exchange symbol INFY. Infosys Telesys Ltd is a telecommunications and business consulting company based out of India. They are India's second biggest business consulting company. Now, why I recommend this is primarily because we're headed towards the direction of information technology, especially with people working from home. Everything is digital, consulting is digital, meetings are digital, so this IT company definitely has longevity for the future. So let's get into it. Their profits are decreasing at a rate of 0.89% on average for the past 3 years. However, their profit margins have still met industry standards all 3 years. Secondly, their asset base has grown on an average of 30.4 billion for the past 3 years. However, their debt to asset percentage has also increased at a rate of 1.66% for the past 3 years. So what does this tell us? This tells us that they're losing their profit margin. However, they still meet the industry standards. So prior to them decreasing their profit margin, they were actually above industry standards, which tells us this is still a healthy company. And I'm so sorry about the background noise. I absolutely hate cars that make that much noise. I don't know if you were able to hear them, but oh my god, they're the most annoying thing. Anyways, back to where I was. Even though their profit margins are decreasing, their asset base is increasing. Same with the previous stock I mentioned before, the bank stock. These people are purchasing assets. That's what you want. You want to invest in companies purchasing assets. They're purchasing assets because during this quarantine, because these assets might have a higher value 2 to 5 years post-quarantine, increasing their asset base. So once again, I recommend this company, even though their profit margins are decreasing. They are in the information technology space, and that is a future space, and they still meet industry standards for profit margins, even though it has been decreasing a bit, and their asset base is increasing. Cousin Properties. Cousin Properties develops properties for commercial use. They're most well known for creating CNN Tower and Peachtree Tower over in Atlanta, and the Omni Tower. So, Cousins Properties, they have had a decrease of 2.5% profit margin for the past 3 years on average. Their assets have been increasing by 1 billion on average for the past 3 years. And their debt to asset percentage has been decreasing by 2.02% for the past 3 years. So once again, this company has been having decreasing profit margins. However, their profit margins are actually still above the industry average, so they're doing better than their competitors. And secondly, their assets are increasing. This is the third time I'm saying that. Companies with increasing assets is the companies we want to go after. So yes, their assets are going up by $1 billion. That's a good thing. And their debt to asset percentage is decreasing by 2.02%, which is a good thing as well. So they're acquiring more assets than they have liabilities. Those were the 3 stocks that I recommend that you guys buy. And lastly, these 3 stocks are all under $50. So I don't want to hear, no, I don't have money right now, blah, blah, blah. These literally cost less than a large pizza. So you can find room somewhere to invest in these. Thirdly, refinance your debts. Since the Bank of Canada and the Bank of America has significantly lowered their interest rates, the banks follow along. Whether you have a mortgage, a line of credit, or credit cards, business or personal, I recommend refinancing your debt. You could potentially save yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, by lowering the interest that you pay. So I this week got a few emails from my boss telling me renegotiate this loan with this bank, renegotiate that term with that bank. Why is he telling me that? Because our company will save hundreds of thousands of dollars if we can renegotiate the rates that we pay in interest, and so can you. So make sure you go to your banks and renegotiate all the terms that you have on your credit cards, on your personal lines of credit, and your mortgages. You can save yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars. Fourthly, create high demand customer goods. So even though this is going to be a short period of 3 to 6 months, you can still make a profit of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands in this short period if you make high demand customer goods. For example, I can't find dumbbells anywhere. They're sold out everywhere and I need dumbbells. If you're somebody sitting at home who has the ability to make dumbbells, let's say out of spare logs, you need to be doing that. People like me will purchase those things from you. We might even purchase them at a price higher than the market value for them just because they're a necessity right now and nobody else is selling them. That goes the same, that's the same for masks. I know a bikini company right now who's just making masks. Their bikinis aren't selling, nobody's going to the beach. What are they doing? They're making masks and they're selling like hotcakes. You have beer manufacturers who are now making hand sanitizers. You can do the same if you have the ability to create a high demand consumer good. Lastly, create high demand consumer services. When I say this, I mean piano lessons, virtual personal training, virtual cooking lessons, anything that you can do virtually and people need right now, you can make money from. A lot of people will purchase these virtual lessons just to have one-on-one interactions with people. A lot of people live alone and they might not have those interactions. And if you can go into their homes for 1 hour virtually teaching them to do something, it could be potentially lucrative for you and it's easy for you. You're at home, you don't have to travel, you sit there, you can charge $25 to $50 an hour, and you can also communicate with these people. It's a benefit for yourself as well, not only financially but mentally. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, please follow me on IG. The link is right down here. And thank you again for watching, and please let me know that if you have any suggestions for me or any further comments about other ways to make money during this quarantine in the comment section below. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.